The banished former hero lives as he pleases continues this modern trend of anime, in which a hero leaves the adventuring lifestyle and attempts to lead a normal life. Except that that's not exactly the case with the anime. When I saw the title, my immediate thought was along those lines. Another generic isekai, and I had no problem with that. If I did, I wouldn't have sat down to start this series. The overpowered hero getting rejected due to jealousy or misunderstanding is a great trope. Then I saw episode 1. Alan, our hero, dies in his world and is reincarnated into another world as a baby. He isn't banished by his hero's party, but rather the new family he's born into. Guess that's why the title specifies he's a banished former hero. After 15 years, he's still only level 1, and he's given no divine blessings upon his coming-of-age ceremony. That's apparently unheard of. Everyone gets granted some sort of gift, which might make it seem like our former hero is going to have things rough, but this has all gone according to plan for him. He wanted to get disowned, to be free of his stuffy aristocratic family and their accompanying rules. A very interesting line is given as Alan sets out on his journey to establish a peaceful life. He says, "I can just live a nice simple life, and unlike my last one, no one will be afraid of me." It's very telling. It explains why our main character was willing to wait for 15 years without making any attempts to level within a family that clearly valued such things. He wants to be ordinary, to blend into this new world. Alan's tired of being the one people look to save them from danger during conflicts and, as the danger, during peace. Valued, but never able to settle down himself. And then we find out why he was never granted any special gifts. Apparently, he kept the gifts he had from his old life. That's actually a pretty smart way of doing things. It feels logical within this type of story. It also makes his refusal to use the powers he has reinforce how committed he is to reinventing himself in this world. Even when Alan is forced to use some of his abilities to save another's life, he hesitates. He almost arrives too late. His speed is impressive, but we can certainly see his lack of strength proving to be a problem. Our hero can't cut them with his strength and sword alone. He has to rely on his special abilities to dispatch the monsters before him. The episode doesn't really stick with Alan's conviction to lead a peaceful life though. Even after meeting up with the world's current hero and no longer being vital to the princess's safety, he remains with them. It doesn't matter that the dragon happens to be far stronger than her, because there's no reason Alan would know that. Akira is described as having the strength of 1,000 warriors. 15 years of enduring persecution for the chance to be free from responsibility and fearful eyes, and he pivots on a dime. But let's be real here. Alan's inhabiting the body of a teenager. He's got hormones. It should come as no surprise that he's interested in pursuing the one girl who ever showed him compassion. At least, that's what I'm telling myself. That's why he even proposes taking the dragon head-on by himself, which makes no sense for someone who's spent a decade and a half lying low. He's trying to show off. Though it could also be a sign that the writing in this anime just isn't very... In the end, the animation for the fight sequences aren't going to win any awards, and the show is unlikely to be anyone's favorite isekai of the season. But it's also not without any merit. The lead character even has a beauty mark, so it's hard to argue that the animation isn't beautiful. Pretty certain that's how that works. It's completely watchable. But the premise has some potential. I still like the idea of a former hero wanting to lead a peaceful life, but feeling forced to return to the battlefront due to things beyond his control. I like that he's got some limitations, like being only level 1. He can't slice through overpowered monsters by relying on his strength alone. Okay, I don't know what's happening anymore. Akira's strongest attack couldn't even scratch the dragon. I will say that I'm not surprised by the 5.35 rating it has on my anime list. Not because it's terrible, but because I can see how it might be misunderstood, even by myself. Every time I think I understand our lead character's goals and weaknesses, he surprises me. Those are things that could be interpreted as positives, and my talking solely about the positives is what the people want. For me to find the good in animated works others often overlook. There is no bad, only misinterpretations. Don't let the fact that this video is incredibly short make you think that I couldn't find any other good things in the first episode, or that this rambling at the end is just here to pad out its runtime. And Alan is still telling himself he's not taking up the mantle of hero. He says he helped the hero defeat the dragon, even though it's pretty clear he did all the work himself while the hero lay on the ground. That's kind of like character development. Until next time. Peace.